for this Wednesday morning to one and all. As usual, it is a joy to be with you, and I trust that our time together will be rewarding. I trust that the night was pleasant and that we are ready for our new day, the middle of the week, and all that this day has to offer. As usual, we will come into our place of stillness as we seek to encourage that practice of coming from a place of stillness into activity, remembering the call to be and to do, and not forgetting either of the two, as they are both significant in our journey. So we come now into our place of quiet, and we seek the divine presence, taking this time to be alone with God, feeling the comfort, feeling the presence of this true Creator, the one who continually calls us into being, the one who supports us on every side. And so with a deep breath, we bring ourselves into our hearts filled with gratitude and love. Hearts that are turned towards God in this moment. Hearts that are open, receptive, trusting. Just for these few moments, practicing the stillness, the inner peace. Breathing and being aware of our breath. Being aware of the fact that we are part of a great whole, that we belong, that we are connected. Allowing our hearts to open wide before our Creator, the one who has called us into being and continues to call us into being. In this place of stillness, hear the words of the Gospel writer. Luke 17:11. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asks, were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to him, get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well. The word of the Lord. So once again we hear this parable of the lepers and the fact that one person comes back to give thanks, and that one person was not even a member of the so-called household of God. That member was a foreigner. And the writer of Luke's Gospel is deliberate in indicating this fact. There seems to be a consistent message coming through in the Gospels, especially Luke, where the focus tends to be on the fact that this Jesus of ours is one who doesn't separate, but is willing to embrace all those who are willing to come to the light. And so it becomes important for us to be of the same mind, to be open to those who are willing to journey with us on this path, and to be very mindful of some of our judgments and attitudes in this world. We are so inclined to separate, to make distinctions, to say who will be allowed in and who will not be allowed in. While at the other end, the Father is opening his arms to receive all those who remember, who sat wherever they were and remembered. And when they remembered, they got up and they came home. We must recognize in this journey of ours that the important thing is for us to remember who we are and whose we are. And when we remember, our hearts are filled with thanksgiving. Because in remembering, we recognize that there's abundance before us. When we feel ourselves stressed and in places of lack, it really means that we're not aligned with all of who we are. We are not embracing the fullness of our journey and of ourselves. We are estranged, just like the prodigal son was estranged through his own doing, through his own choosing. The lepers were estranged, not through their own doing, but they had caught a disease that forced them out of the community, forced them into a place of serious segregation. Even in the passage this morning, it is indicated that they didn't come near, but they raised their voices from where they were and they cried out for help. From that place of estrangement, from that place of separation, they called out over the voices of those who were with Jesus, who were connected. They called out from where they were, and Jesus hears them. Jesus hears them, and Jesus says to them, "Go show yourself to the priests." That was the method by which they would be reunited with their community. He didn't say to them, "Your sins are forgiven." He didn't say to them, any kind of fancy words or action. He just said to them, "Go and show yourself to the priests." And they went. They went, no doubt, because at that point in their journey, having been separated, having been outside of life, they were willing to believe or trust anything or anyone that would indicate to them the possibility of a change. So when Jesus said what he said, they immediately started out on the path of reconciliation. In a sense, that is enough for us this morning. But Luke wants to say something more. Luke wants to say that not only were they separated because of their leprosy, but they were also separated because within there were foreigners. And Luke wants to say to us that the one who one would least expect to acknowledge the divine presence, to acknowledge the gift, that one, the foreigner, comes back and says thanks, prostrating himself, surrendering to the almighty presence of God. That one is the one who returned. The one least expected. As we journey through this day, be mindful that that happens to us occasionally. Where the one least expected brings us good news of the kingdom. The one least expected assists us in our growth with God. As you journey this morning, as you journey into your day, be conscious. Look out for that person, the one you least expect, but the one who brings a divine blessing. It is there. Expect it and you will receive it. Keep your eyes open, for God forever sends His blessings to us. But oftentimes, because of the container, we ignore it. Don't let that be your case today. Journey in openness and readiness to receive whatever gift the Father has for you today, in whatever means He chooses to deliver it. Remember, in effect, we are all witnesses.